One of the comments I got the most when I was doing my Heracles series were questioning about this god called Kratos, asking me, was this Kratos character a real god, or was he just made up for the purposes of a computer game? I personally didn't know anything about the computer game God of War with this main character called Kratos, who seems to be the son of Mars/Ares. But what became clear in the discourse of the comments was that this Kratos character had been given essentially the storyline of Heracles. So they sort of superimposed the storyline of Heracles onto this character. And I guess it worked because, you know, the storyline that we all think about Hercules is from the Disney movie, and the stuff that actually happened to Heracles in his own mythology and lore was like really not kid-friendly. But I guess it made for a great story for a, you know, teenager computer game. From what I've heard, much like Heracles, this Kratos guy accidentally kills his family and then has to atone for that in some way by doing a bunch of tasks, I guess. And that's literally the story of Heracles. But people wanted to know, is this Kratos guy actually a god? And the answer is yes, but he's not a good guy. I can see the connection with choosing Kratos because his father was this god called Pallas, who was the god of warcraft. Sometimes you see Athena with the epithet Pallas Athena because she's a goddess of war. But there was an actual god called Pallas, a male god. And then Kratos' mother was the river Styx, the goddess who represents the river Styx. Now, Kratos had one very famous sibling and two sort of less famous siblings. This is Nike, sister of Kratos. We all know who Nike is. Moving on. You also have the goddess Bia, which is the personification of force. Interesting that it's a goddess, seeing as, you know, you would use the word Bia mostly in context of talking about men. And another sibling, Zealous, which is just the personification of zeal, zealousness. And then you've got Kratos, the personification of strength, so it makes sense to have him as a computer game character. But he was like very cruel and vindictive. For example, when Prometheus gave fire to humans, Kratos played a big part in punishing Prometheus and helped chain him to the rock. He's described as brutal and merciless and is often invoked for revenge. Like Electra, the daughter of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra, calls upon Kratos when she's about to go and kill her own mother because she killed her father. In short, I wouldn't really revere this god, if that makes sense.